All right, greetings everyone. Greetings, and morning. It's morning for me, but good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever time it is in your part of the galaxy. Hope you're having a great day. Got some GACs to play today. I'll chat with the chat, see what you guys want to talk about. I'll do account reviews for super chats like always, if anybody's interested in that. Take a look at accounts or mods or future plans, whatever you guys want to get some advice on. Otherwise, we'll be trying with the Loquitur to climb back into Kyber 4. Got knocked down to Kyber 5. Really don't want to get relegated back to Aurodium, but maybe I have to. Or it at least means that I have to take next week's matches very seriously. May even have to do some serious scouting ahead of time and put more effort into it. But yeah, I don't really want to go down to Aurodium. Last time we went down to Aurodium, we dipped down for a one GAC session. We stomped everybody. I think it was a 9-0 season, or maybe an 8-1. But we went from Aurodium right back to like Kyber 3, high Kyber 3 in one shot. Springboarded back in. So I guess we can do that if we have to, but I'd really rather avoid that. All right, let's check it out. We got Devo Flex over here. Hey DL, how you doing? Pretty good. Andre Prasadi says, what's up? Kith Kanan's in the house. Jack Sermon says, hey there. Mithri Taquato says, greetings. Ethan Keating says, I'm so poor on relic materials, my entire Jabba team is stuck at relic 5. Oof. Well, Ethan, the way to solve that, oddly enough, is to quit making new relic characters. So if you want to take characters to higher relics, you really need to take these materials and focus them down on the kinds of this is where I need to be. I'm in the wrong section. You need to, focus on these materials, get them where they need to go. And then if you're not building new relic characters, all of this currency can be used to buy stuff that you just throw into the scavenger. So you can chop up all these parts to make your Zinbiddle cards and stuff like that you need to keep leveling up. Yeah, it's it's gotten to the point where it's easy enough now to build Gear 13 characters that it's hard to keep up with everything. It's a pretty big juggling act. But, uh-oh. That's not what I wanted. I locked my mouse inside the window and couldn't get out. Alright. Whoops, we're good now, though. That's for games where you don't want your mouse to fly off the edge of the screen, right? Alright. Join us in Aurodium 1 DL. The water's fine. It's not enough crystals, though. I need my income. Vincent Whiteslip says hello. Jack Sermon says, I'm currently stuck on the Chirotech needed for gas. It's taking me forever to get Gear 13. Well, generally for all the accounts, there's 3 bottlenecks right now, right? At any point in your account, you could be bottlenecked on Cairo, on signal data, or bronzium wiring. Those 3 things will come and go as the thing that's holding you back. At least for most accounts. Depending on what characters you build, it's the Cairo. Depending on how high relics you're trying to build, it's the signal data. And then if you're trying to build a bunch of low relic characters for a journey, you run out of bronzium wiring. So those are kind of the 3 sticky points, I think, for everybody now. There's a couple other pieces of gear that are kind of a pain in the butt. The Mark 10 HoloLenses. You can get them from You can get them from here, but they cost $36 each, which is kind of inefficient. You can also get them from just the regular old guild tokens, I think. You can also get them from the shard shop. So I try to buy these out of the shard shop whenever I can. And I've been actually looking for them over here in the guild events, where I can buy them out of here. Not enough energy to even purchase those. But yeah, I think they show up somewhere in here for this get one currency. But those have been a pain for me. I haven't like run out of them and been stuck on them, but trying to get them restocked, I feel like given a long enough timeline, I'm probably going to have to purchase them out of here for the 36 each, because I can't seem to keep up with them from the other sources. And the Mark 6 Mark 6 detonators, I think, are kind of a pain in the butt. But there's a few pieces, but those bottlenecks you can get through. I have about 70 impulse detectors. I could start taking Malik and Revan to Relic 9. Yeah, so when you run completely out of like the lower level stuff, the Kairos and Bronzium wiring, work on your Relic 8 and Relic 9s. So if you're stuck on Cairo, you could work on some Relic 9 characters. That makes a lot of sense. After getting my Inquisitors ready for Third Sister mission, everything else starts to look like a walk in a park. That's a lot of Kairos, says Mithri Tuquato, yeah. The Inquisitors are a lot of Kairos. Building Jabba is a lot of Kairos, too. I mean, just one character, he takes 300 of the shock prods and 400 of the computers. 700 for one character is a pretty big dump. At least I think so. Yeah, it's a lot. Nelson Moraes says, Boa tarde. Good afternoon from Portugal to DL and all watching. I think that's supposed to be bon tarde, but okay. Boa? Maybe it's misspelling. I seem to be stuck on all three, says Jack Sermon. Well, that's true too. I mean, those are the three things that you're stuck on. So if you're stuck on all three at the same time, it's not unusual. Ethan says, Bronzium wiring is extremely bottlenecked for me. I spend crystals on it, bought it with guild currency. Yeah, when Bronzium gets that tight, I mean, just do good farming practices, farm a lot of the Cairo Shock Prod node, that kind of stuff to try to get more Bronziums. But take that opportunity to try to get a couple higher relic characters. R7 to R8 and Relic 8 to Relic 9 don't take Bronzium wiring. They take a lot of other materials. So that's what I've been doing on the Loquitur account. When I run out of Bronzium wiring, I take a cycle to work on a Relic 8 or Relic 9 character, and then by then I have Bronzium wiring built back up, and it's not so horrible. It's manageable, at least. At least I think so. How would you encourage your guild members to farm Inquisitors if they don't like them? Honestly, we're in that position as a guild right now with the Foundlings. So the idea is to work on the Jabba, the crate participation, and they've got a goal for crate to get past the 130 box at least. And then I think basically we're going to continue to try building crate participation but not hard force it. And they're going to move the objective for the guild to Inquisitors. I do not want to build Inquisitors. But if the whole guild takes it on as an objective, then you kind of have to, right? So when the guild says that that's an objective and we're all going to build Inquisitors, then I'll build Inquisitors. But That's how it has to work. I mean, if you just, if you're getting 2 third sister shards in the guild, and you're like, hey everybody, if we all did this, then we could get 10 or 15 shards. It'd be nice. And people go, yeah, that's nice. Somebody else should do that, and everybody else is expected to build the Inquisitors. So I think unless it's a guild goal, guild leadership states it and says this is what we're doing as a guild, I don't think there's much way that you can force people or convince them or coerce them. Because Third Sister is great, but not that great, right? Like, so if you build, if you look at return on investment, right? You have to build these Inquisitors. They take insane amount of Kairos. You build the Inquisitors, you got to get Grand Inquisitor. You lock down Grand Inquisitor, you work for Third Sister, and then you have an Inquisitor team, And what does that do for you? Well, it's an Inquisitor team. The Grand Inquisitor team is okay. If you want to put Reva into a different team or put her into the Inquisitor team, whatever you want to do. But basically, you're getting one really good character for a whole lot of investment and a whole lot of time. And I think a lot of people just think to themselves, well, there's a lot of other stuff I could have done with all those materials. And that's a bit the difficulty for me, because you got to farm them. They're like not shop characters, so you have to farm like every single one of them somewhere. Then you got to gear them up, level them up, get them relicked. And then the payout is, a team that'll kill any Galactic Legend in the game at the moment, I think, on offense. Or a team that you can put down on defense and demand, a really good counter. But I don't know. It's a lot to build. It's a lot to build into. So yeah, it's either guild goal or nothing. I spend my Get 3 solely on Kairos. It's not a huge bottleneck anymore, says Ethan Keating. I still have to split my Kairos right now, my Get 3, between Kairos and injector parts. Even on Loquitur account, I'm starting to bleed out my injector parts pretty fast. So I've been making some purchases over there with Get 3. I'm sorry, that's Get 2, isn't it? I'm completely misspeaking. Yeah, okay, Get 3 you can use pretty much solely for Chirotech. It's here with the Get 2 that we have to split and work on some salvage. Yeah, I'm doing something similar. Buying a lot of Kairos using this Get 3. You can buy these parts up here, but they're not really that great of a deal. So this is what's efficient to buy. This you only buy if you absolutely have to. Or Wat Tambor. A lot of people now are joining guilds that aren't doing Darkside Geos, and they're not getting Wat Tambor. Man, buying him for Get 3 is just bad. Oh, it's awful. It's so bad. It's so bad. You're better off joining a garbage guild and doing bad TBs. Oh, that's a lot of currency. Or at least that's my opinion. I've been trying to keep a bank on this currency here, but man, I cannot keep a bank anywhere anymore. Pretty much everything as soon as it comes in gets spent. Trying to spin the wheel. I do have a little bit of a bank built up here so I can buy the right parts when I get the raid payouts. Although I gotta tell you, I've had some weird statistics on Obtisio. This is crazy. Leia needs this part to finish out her Gear 13. And I kid you not, I have not found... I think I got a purchase of 5 of these in the last 6 days or whatever. Since my last update, I just statistically improbable. I have not found this out of the store for the raid tokens. And I really don't want to farm it. So she's just stuck. She's going to be there until I figure out how to, until I get them out of the shop. They just have to show up there. But it's it's like statistically really unlikely that you would go almost a whole week without ever seeing those things pop up at least once or twice in the shop. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll miss my relic target this week. I got till Monday. I got a couple days left for it to show up. I got currency left to buy it, so as long as I don't do something stupid, spend all my currency, if it pops in there, I'll be able to buy it and have a relic. I'm happy that I don't have to worry about Carbantes anymore. That's funny. Jabba didn't seem hard at all. I already had Luke, but the rest only took me about 8 weeks. Yeah, I tell you, the relicing characters is going so fast now. So fast. It feels frenetic to me how fast it's going. Relic 8 to Relic 9 eats crystals. Nothing else. Crystals. Playlist says it's a better streaming time. Yeah, well, we can stream once during the day, but then, like, for the next round of GAC, if I were to stream during the day, it would have to be Monday, and I gotta work, so I can only do these morning streams on Saturday. So I do one a week, and then the other two are at 6:30 in the evening my time. Mithri Taquato says third sister team in GAC can't be beaten by non-GLs, so the team is basically a GL eventually. You're wrong. The investment of Inquisitors are also GL level gear. The investments of Inquisitors are also GL level gear. You never buy characters with Get 3? No. No. In this game, everywhere where you can buy shards, if you ever see something where they're selling you shards, they are always overpriced. The only reason to ever buy shards is when you're purchasing time. So, like, let's say the Jabba journey, right? And I'm almost finished with the Jabba journey, and I really just want to get it done. Oh, I've already moved on to Jedi Knight Luke. But I had to wait for Chrysanthemum. And let's say that I didn't want to wait for Chrysanthemum and I couldn't farm him out of Cantina, whatever. And there was a pack in the store. You can buy these shards just to save time. That's the only reason to buy shards is to save time. So if I look at the shards that are available in the store, buying shards here for Get 3, just get them out of proving grounds, right? Eventually, over time, you're going to get them out of proving grounds, so just get them there. I don't see a reason to spend. This is a ridiculous amount of currency, right? For 5 shards, it represents a whole, I think, 300 for 5 of these, 600 for 10. So 600 for 10. That represents 30 Kairos for 5 shards. It's just not a good deal. I can't justify it. I could spend it on Cam, but I just don't care enough. The Kairos are better. Yeah, I agree. That's what I mean. If you consider it being GL level, it's easier to swallow. It is, but it's everything, right? It's a hard gear. It's a lot of relic levels, and it's good mods on those characters once you get them. It's just a lot for people to commit to. So, yeah, I mean, do I think people should do it? Sure. But like I said, even for myself, I don't really want to do it. And mostly I don't want to do it because I haven't farmed the Inquisitors yet, right? So if I have to do Inquisitors, we still have all this farming to do. I put them on the tab. I've been trying to get them a little bit over time. So I've, you know, put a pretty big dent in how much farming I have left to do on the Inquisitors. But yeah, it's a lot of shard farming that you got to do to even get started, which I find to be pretty annoying. These guys are all double drop, though, right? Everything's double drop for Inquisitors. So at least it's not single drop anymore. Silver lining. Some of those people, some of those items in the guild events and guild shops are just traps for people to make mistakes on. You know, it is. And like, where is it? Like this, where you can buy Kairos 5 for 2,000. This is absolutely a trap. That somebody figures that they need this currency, they come in here, they buy a Cairo. Man, that is a lot to throw away. That's definitely a trap, and I think people get caught by it, you know. Desperate for that last few Cairo. Alright, well, let's take a look at this Grand Arena, get started. View the current round. My opponent, Vladimir, is French, sounds like. So he's going to be playing later on tonight. We texted a little bit, and he said he'd be interested to watch his defenses later, so that's going to be fun. All right, so this player is at 7.4 million galactic power, 3.2 in ships, 4.2 in characters. He's been playing 16-7, that's 3.5 years. All right. Let's get some good fleet stuff. We see Executor right away in Fleet Arena. So he's got the Executor, no Profundity, Malevolence, Negotiator, Chimera. The Finalizer's not relicked yet. Okay. Outrider and that stuff. Pilotless ships are all in good shape, looks like. He's got a lot of... I mean, just it's the stuff you need to have relic, right? So he's got the Empire stuff. He's got some Rebel stuff. The Executor fleet, Galactic Republic fleet. All right, 2 Galactic Legends, Kenobi, Sith Eternal. And he's got Skywalker, Revans, Malik. He's got Cat in the House at Relic 6. 6 is an odd relic level, right? Like, usually if you go to 6, you go ahead and take him to 7. But like you guys said, you're out of materials all the time, right? So may not be a matter if he wants to go to 7. CLS team somewhere in here. Jedi Knight Luke is done. Interesting. Okay, so going for Jabba looks like. Relic 5 Canderous. Is that Relic 5 Canderous for something, or does he just have a full Mandalorian team for the crate raid? Yeah, okay, so he got Maul, he got Ordo, he's got a full 5-man Mandalorian team for the crate raid. He's got extra Mandos, he's got Mandos left over. So he's probably using what? Maul, Canderous, Bo-Katan, Armorer, and probably Beskar in that group. Mando or Beskar, one or the other. And then Django, I feel like he goes in a different team, right? Interesting. Okay. Let's look at mods real quick. See what kind of advantage we may or may not have in mods. Commander Ahsoka Tano, fastest non-GL character at 357. That's pretty good. Health stats, 25 speed. King speed, alright, let's see. Piet is next. 347. Okay, that's an even better speed set. Gideon's down here. 324. That's not very fast for Gideon. Where's Revan at? Like 319? 318. Okay. Alright, so some pretty good mods. Enough that we've certainly got to pay attention when we're playing. Let's take a look and see what he left us on defense. Alright. Now he cleared out the first zone already. He's working. He's working on us. Ooh. Got him on a battle for Qui-Gon. It's interesting. Ilya says hello. Ethan Keating says, I'm getting my master's in psychology, so this has always fascinated me. No matter what grind CG speeds up, it will barely make an indent in how the average player perceives their progress. Interesting. So in Grand Arena, especially when you're looking at your progress always has to be faster than everybody else. So if your progress is equal to everyone else's progress, you stay in the same spot. So to go up in Grand Arena, in theory, you have to build faster or better than other accounts. Darth Loquitur to the brain. Whiskey Hoarder says, some of the items in guild events and shops. Oh, we already read that. I've accidentally bought Gear 5 item with crystals in the featured shipments before. Yeah. I've accidentally bought stuff, you know, in the very first section. You buy those 4 items for credits. I've clicked and bought stuff for crystals in there before. They were always the first pieces in there. Why they changed them so they're not the first pieces anymore, I'll never know, but that's annoying. I love the 690 crystal chiropract, not gonna lie. Wonder when it comes around again. Hey DL, which teams Wampa easily beats in GAC? I'm close to getting his Ami, but only Gear 12 for now. I didn't find much success with a Gear 12 Wampa. But Wampa beats teams like Grievous, Iden Versio, and teams that can't daze or stun you, that don't have like some kind of control mechanics with turn meter or whatever. Certain First Order teams, if they don't have Kylo Ren unmasked in there, Wampa can do well against some First Order teams. But especially Grievous, Iden, leftover teams like that, he's really good at cleaning up. Killing GLs, he can kill Sith Eternal in most comps. What else does he kill? I don't know. It's almost like you see it, you recognize it. You just got to watch out for tenacity down effects that can allow the opposing team to land stuns. If they can land stuns and dazes, then Wampa has a hard time. He gets controlled. All right, in this zone we have a Revan team. We can probably trooper this. We'll have to check speeds and look at some stuff, but we could probably trooper that if we needed to. It's just a standard trooper team, no Malgus in here. Here we've got some kind of separatist team. I like Mon Mothma against these kinds of teams with Dooku in them. So maybe we'll do Mon Mothma here. This is the kind of team that Wampa thrives on. So we should be good for that zone. Nothing too awful there. Up here we have Revan. That's also something that I can trooper. But I probably have to trooper the Darth Revan team and get to the back wall. These teams aren't too bad. Qui-Gon team. We'll use Radis on the Qui-Gon team. We've been pretty successful shutting down Radis teams with Qui-Gon. Okay, so no GLs showing. I'm guessing that there's probably going to be a GL on the back wall. I really don't want to throw away my Wampa and have Iden on the back wall, but if we can save some good enough damage teams, then, you know, maybe it's okay to have Iden on the back wall. So I think we take Wampa here. Don't outthink it. We'll look for something that's a little bit defensive. Although, just crit damage is also nice, right? It's not a problem. Health steal, protection, crit avoidance, crit damage, health steal. This is crit chance, crit damage, accuracy, protection. I don't know. It's not bad. It's too good for Wampa, though. I mean, Wampa doesn't really need that good of a Datacron. We'll just throw something in here. All right. I think it's worth considering the Inquisitor investment from the point of being able to get into a better guild as well. Those extra resources build up over time. Yeah, the Inquisitors aren't let's say, it's not a bad journey, and I've said in prior streams that's one of the premier guilds for or journeys or things to do to get a better guild, for sure. I just think that right now, crate raid participation trumps the Inquisitors. But like I said, when the guild's doing Inquisitors, then I will do Inquisitors too. May not necessarily love doing them, but that's the thing, right? So it's a whole lot of you spend time not really enjoying building Inquisitors, but then once you've got them, it's a good payout, right? You're not sad that you built Inquisitors. They'll do something for you in your account. It's not like some of the old stuff used to be where, you know, building some of the early GLs, like especially like SLKR and Ray early on, you had the team that went with SLKR and Ray, and then the rest of those characters were all kind of leftovers. Now there's stuff to do. I mean, there's good stuff to do with Resistance. There's good stuff to do with SLKR teams. The Omicrons changed everything, so it's a lot different now. But back in the day, man, you really had to waste a lot. And the guild be like, you know, everybody's got to build SLKR or something. Just, man, it was a lot of stuff to have to build. I like what they've done with the Omicrons, though. Juicing up the old characters, making a lot of things that, you know, let's say once were viable, and then in the middle they got passed up by all the other good characters that got introduced into the game, and then to have them come back around, you know, and be good again is a pretty big deal. All right, let's get this Grievous out of here. Man, he's sticking around. All right, see you later. Have you thought of working on characters for the Endor raid already, Loquitur? Cross that bridge when I come to it. The list of stuff that works in that raid is pretty broad, and it's a lot of characters that everybody has. I've built a ton of rebels, so I feel like I don't know how exactly it's going to work. If it's going to be like one character on a speeder, or if it's going to be 5 characters where like you're in this race and your first character is on the speeder and your second character is trying to break into the shield barrier, and the third character has to, you know, reset the shield and then fight your way out. And I mean, I don't know. So maybe there's 5 different characters that you take into the raid that all do something. So until we know something more about the mechanics or how the raid works or what characters are good, I'm not going to invest anything in them. I've got a ton of those characters from the journeys I've already done. How did you do on Inquisitor Assault Battles, DL? I don't have Inquisitors built for Assault Battles yet. So for me, it's. I mean, I've got like the first 2 or 3 levels done, and that's it. I can't get to challenge tier 1 yet. All right. Dark side allies gain health and protection for each other dark side ally. That makes this a lot harder for troopers. Even with only a relic 3 over here, that is a lot to get through. So maybe troopers don't work here with that, with the massive health datacron. He doesn't have SLKR, so maybe we can try the Luke team in here instead. Bring this team in. And then maybe we put Luke in the lead. I don't think that helps that much, putting Luke in the lead. I think Revan's probably better. And then just with the idea that this team has a little more legs for killing things. So this are troopers. Man. Light side allies evade an attack to gain offense up. We've got the 15% max health and protection stuff here as well. Tons of crit damage. Old Republic defeating allies does things. Maybe this. Qui-Gon and Anakin obliterates. Not with this. Not with this. With them all having 75% extra health and protection, you take Qui-Gon in against that team. They'll kill Qui-Gon and you're... oh, come on. Your Luke will jump, or your Jedi Knight Anakin will jump over there and do the big hit. And you'll be sad at the result. Because they'll only be about half dead instead of all dead. All right. If you have a... Is this K3? Is it Kyber 3? No, this is actually Kyber 5 right now. To complete Inquisitors, including Grand Inquisitor and Reva, is about 3,000 Kairos, so they're expensive. The majority members of better guilds have Reva unlocked. It won't be a requirement to join the better guilds anymore. Whether or not there is still time before that, I don't know if it happens. Well, the amount of guilds that have Reva already unlocked, I don't think is that high. It's not like, you know, the top 700 guilds all have Reva all done already. I think that's something a lot of guilds are working on, but yeah, I feel like it's going to take a while to get down to the mid-game level where it's relevant. Endor, Raid, and Crate really paved the path to JML and Jabba as your first or second GL. I like Jabba as a second GL. I think these guys as a first GL is a pretty big stretch. You just don't have the economy to support it. I mean, that's what I did on Obtesio, and it just took too long. So I think a different GL first is probably good. Let's do the assist here first. Get Master's training up on him right away. Let's pick Bastila as the target here and try to see what we can do to get through her. Get some ability blocks on people if we can. Okay, Bastila down. Okay. Revan's going to be going down fast with that death mark on. Only take a couple hits to take him out. Let's try to get this Marauder down here. Okay. Ooh. Watch me make a Malik disappear. Okay. All right. Marauder's down. Should be quick work on Revan. I know this won't hit a lot of people, but can we get banners back on someone? Get banners back on anyone. Alright, 64. Okay, so lost a banner. Wasn't too bad. Alright, let's take a look at this and see if we've got something that we can do with Mon Mothma. Unfortunately, Mon Mothma right now doesn't really have her own group. There's a lot of stuff that I share. Yeah, it's not going to work because the Cassian Andor, the Jyn Erso are all taken up by the version of the team that I need to use with Radis. So we're going to have to throw something else into this team here. What's good but not too good? He'll have damage immunity. So if we took in the Empire team, we could potentially just get stuck behind him for the whole time. Let's see. Let's think here. This is Sunfac, right? Is this Spy? Yeah, Spy and Sunfac. So we gotta watch out for the damage comp. Alright, so what we could do Imperial Troopers. But what will happen with Imperial Troopers, we won't be able to get to Spy, and we'll be stuck behind Django for a long time. If they go into stealth, Sunfac will be the only one out, so if I kill Sunfac when they go into stealth, then I can kill Spy. If they go into stealth. So Troopers could probably handle that. Troopers feels like too much, though. Troopers feels like I'm giving away something really good. Let's go with a Fennec team. Let's see if we can do this Fennec team. What do you think, guys? Is this going to be enough to do the trick? Put Bosk in the lead. We'll have a lot of recovery. It's a split team, though. Half light, half dark. We can't really use the bulky crons very well here. I think he's got another dark side. Oh, okay. So when they start their turn with at least 2 buffs that can be dispelled, they gain offense. So it's not the health and protection datacron. We could theoretically do accuracy, garbage crons. We could do this. Equip that. Bounty hunters with Dengar so they can't go under stealth. Wish I had Dengar. I don't have him on offense though, he's on defense. What do you recommend we buy with Mark II guild currency? Kairos or injectors? I'm always out of the injector cells. So I'm looking for places to buy injector cells. Get to is relatively... It's a decent deal. It's an efficient purchase if that's what you need. Alright, so we'll taunt up. And we're just going to target right into this Sunfac. And take Fennec over here. Now he's the weakest enemy, so we can start working on our contract while killing him. Let's target Dooku for the armor shreds. Okay, puts everybody under stealth, which lets us target Spy. Extortion is up. Dooku is the lowest powered enemy, huh? I really don't want to take all the counterattacks, so let's do this instead. Let's get rid of all this garbage. Get ready for some whistling birds. Pop him. First time. Okay. Django's out of stealth, but short-cycled my my cooldown, so yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. 6 whistling birds ain't gonna kill anybody. Make Dooku disappear. That'll give us a little bit of time to try to recover some banners. We can try to recover if we can. See if we can. Well, Beskar, I didn't think about that. Beskar isn't a bounty hunter, so he can't recover. So we're stuck with him being all injured. Okay, now Zamwasel team here. My opponent has good mods. Good enough. Good enough anyway, right? 304 speed on Bosk. And if you look at Zam, she's probably going to be like 280 or something. 291, so that's putting Bosk at 380. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, so we got to put in a team that can soak some damage. Is this the last team for us to get to the back wall? I haven't seen anything that requires me to use gas. So we could trooper here, potentially. Radis. Some other stuff. Should we just use gas on these guys? They don't have an instant kill, right? Oh, they do. Mandalorian's in there, so gas is not a great idea. Okay, man. We gotta save troopers for the top. There's a lot of stuff we gotta save. Does Grievous beat this? Grievous with some junk bots. Because I don't have all of the good Grievous stuff. Well. So what do we have for Grievous? Let's take a look at droids. We've got 3 relics, and then that garbage, or Newt really hasn't been built on this account. Dooku. We're not going to use Dooku for something else. I don't know. I don't know if that's good enough for a Zam bounty hunter team, because they are pretty fast. Well, let's clear this squad. I don't want to use Sith Triumvirate. There's just a lot of stuff that I don't want to use. Maybe we just use CLS here. What do you guys think? You guys got an idea for something I can use here? Bosk with Grief and Mando is a formidable team. Yeah, it's not that it's such a great team. It's just that there's a lot of things that are good but not good enough. You know what I mean? Like if I take a weak team in here to try to beat them against a team that has good mods, you can find yourself losing to that. Losing to that nonsense. Okay, we don't really evade. Crit avoidance, crit damage, health steal. Crit damage, protection. Yeah, we could do this. Think you'll have plenty for the back wall. CLS will be fine. I've still got 2 GLs. So I'm like looking at my stuff like I'm running out of teams, but I do still have 2 Galactic Legends to strong arm pretty much whatever I want to. Okay. Let's just stay on Bosk. And then we'll kill Zam. This will be like a 60 banner win though, which is kind of unfortunate. Let's just do big damage to everybody. Dispel those offense buffs. Try to make sure Luke stays in the max banner region. Grief Karga doesn't feel like much of a threat. And you get him blinded and he's no threat at all. Alright, kill the Mandalorian. Kill Grief. 65. Okay, well, we hung in there. We didn't get the... I figured sure there was going to be like an area effect attack and steal 1 banner from every character. That's typically what happens against the bounty hunter team like that. You lose 1 banner. Okay, there is an Iden team back here, but it's pretty small. There's a Maul team back here and Inquisitors. This I can just use the Galactic Republic on, right? Like, shouldn't be a big deal. So we can take Galactic Republic in there. We still have Sith Eternal. So what we can do, we can potentially Sith Eternal here and trivialize that combat. But Radis, I mean, Radis still gets us max banners against Qui-Gon most times. 15% max health and protection. I mean, we could also Sith Eternal here. We'd have to bring in Watt to avoid all the ability blocks. But then we could just link like Revan and Bindo or whatever and kill everybody. No, I don't know. Let's do this with Radis. We've had a pretty reliable rate of success with Radis taking out Qui-Gons. Took a Datacron because we can. We got a lot of them. Crit avoidance, crit damage. Sure, why not? Deploy the likes, says Mithri Taquato. I agree. A lot of people hanging out here, chilling, not using their like saber to crush that like button. You guys know the drill. The like button is there to be annihilated. I want to let Anakin do his first hit. And then let's... Well, we'll just do this. Throw off for now. Summon an extra dude. Then we got to work on Mace over here. We got to get the buff immunity on him. We haven't got that going yet. Okay, let's see if we can stun Anakin. All right. Mace is not getting his little taunt mechanic going on, and I don't have a buff immunity on him, so I don't know exactly why. What is it that's preventing him getting his Little, there he's got 3 stacks now. Now he's got them. Some buff, he wasn't shocked. I didn't see him shocked. We'll wait on the alt. Okay. A, don't kill my guy now. Okay. We will not wait on the alt any longer. Okay. Oh, man. He came right back around with that. Instantly. 2 in a row. Okay, let's resurrect somebody. Anakin's going crazy on me. I gotta get him down. Get him, boys. Shakti heals him up again. See if we can get a stun on him. Nope. Cleanse off that garbage on Jin. Can we resurrect Cassian? Yep, there he is, revived. Okay. Hanging on for dear life. Just Shakti left. Try to do as much bannery. That's a combination of banner recovery, all is one word, bannery. Try to do as much bannery as we can. Just losing banners now because of the counterattacks. We don't care about that little dude in the corner. He's not participating in the banner count anyway. Alright, alright. 61 banners. That's pretty rotten. Got him though. How do you have a Gear 12 Sonastaros on this account? Let me guess, you pulled her with the 5k crystal pack. No, I farmed her. I farmed her up as a single shard drop. I thought I was going to build this Sonastaros team. I haven't done it yet, but she does well. I've like this team right here. We could probably Sana on this team. I just gotta get the priority to relic her now. So yeah, I think we'll do Swgoh here and get this taken out without much risk. Let's see, protection, accuracy, crit damage. That's a lot of crit damage. Crit chance, accuracy, protection. Okay. That'll protect Watt for a second if he gets, yeah, I don't know. May protect Watt for 1 round. You're attempting to enter with a squad that is not full. Roy D. Mercer says, hey, DL and Inquisitors, watching at work, could you please refresh me on whether it's the data pad or keypad from the Gear 12 Plus that should be farmed with fleet energy? I get them mixed up. So the data pad, the one that has an angle, there's at the keypad. Now I'm getting them mixed up, man. All right. The one that looks like a computer, you farm. The one that looks like an iPad, you don't. Farm computers, not iPads. All right, let's get in here. Link him. And Bindo, I feel like, I mean, Yoda's going to do a ton of damage, but I feel like whenever we do that first hit, I suppose we don't have to get rid of Bindo because even if he did resurrect, nobody's coming back to life from the alt, right? So Alright. Well, whatever that thing was with the Datacron where he was supposed to become immune and, you know, whatever. Apparently he had buff immunity on him and none of that counts. So he got none of it. He got nonsensed. Alright, zappy, zappy. And then we'll link up these last two. I didn't even link him. I just should have shot him in the face and he would have been dead. Zap. Yep. Alright, 65 banners. Good enough is good enough. Alright. So let's go to that back wall. I mean, the only thing we have there is the Mando team, right? And we're going to beat that. We do have Iden. We do have to pay attention to this Iden team. So we still have troopers left even. Alright, let's go through this with Galactic Republic. And how much stuff should we use here? Maul can get going. He can do some damage. So let's make sure we put enough characters in here that we're not going to be sad. So we'll do that. We'll give him a ton of defense. Or do we have any more health? Stacking health? Nope. If they start their turn with at least 2 buffs that can be dispelled, they gain offense. Sure, we'll take that. And we'll beat this Maul team. Then we'll go back up front. Or maybe we'll beat Iden. We got to make sure we beat Iden, so we don't want to sleep on Iden. I think we'll potentially have a better chance of killing Canderous than we do of Maul. Alright, let's see if this reset. Yeah, that's enough. Good. We like that. And I don't think we need to do any special tricks and tactics. I think we just go straight in on these guys and kill whoever's standing still at the moment. Alright, do some damage there. Oh wow. It's like no damage. Alright, execute. Get a big hit here. Alright. Nobody went down as a result of those whistling birds. That's good. Big hit here on Maul. And then finish it up. Alright. Turns out nobody's using Maul to counter JMKs these days. Alright, this. I feel like Vader, Dash Rendar. There's a lot of stuff that should be able to do this, right? We've still got gas. We've still got troopers. Troopers are a bad call here because, I mean, they should have plenty of damage to get through this, but yeah, I don't like troopers for this. Alright, let's look at 5-0 first. If I was to bring in just 3 troopers, leave it at that, I should be able to run over all these guys just with massive damage, right? This should be an definition of an overkill party. I do not want to underestimate her, though, man. Every time I underestimate Iden, she punishes me. Makes me pay for my insolence. Alright. So, Shore Trooper first. Okay. Gas counterattack and everything. Giving them infinite turn meter. Alright. Stormtrooper out. Okay. Iden out. 64 banners. Could have come in with just one 501st. We can do the Sanastaros team here, right? Just for fun. Oh. Oh. What have we done? She's on defense. Oh, never mind. I think for 5s we've already got Sana on defense, don't we? Let's go take a look. Yeah, she's on defense. All right. For some reason I thought we had her on. I think on 3s we have her on offense. Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely intending to build this team, but haven't got to relicking her and Stormtrooper Han quite yet. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's go back up front. Let's see ships. So this is a decent team. This is just kind of garbage, right? So this we can trooper. Let's do it with 4 troopers. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be plenty, right? Some kind of damage stats. There's some crit damage. And Darkside's gain 15% health and protection isn't bad, so we'll do this. I think we're fine to do Gideon with armor shred first. We'll shred armor on Dengar probably. Get a kill on Fennec Shand. Go from there. What else do I have? What am I using on that other team? Oh, we've still got Empire. Yeah, we've still got lots of stuff. All right, fine. Let's go in here and do this. The 4-man squad. We've still got Iden Versio. We could probably do Iden Versio against those Inquisitors on the back wall. Make short work of them. You know what? Let's just armor carve here. Link up the Dark Trooper. Splatter Fennec Shand all over this side of the galaxy. Get a big hit on everybody. Put this on Leia. And boosh, off she goes. Smash Cad Bane. Smash IG-88. You guys want bounty hunter tactics? Use Dark Troopers. If there was a Dark Trooper bounty hunter, man, I so want a Moff Gideon Dark Trooper. I want the combo. I want the Gideon Trooper. Give it to me. How fast is he? 324. That might make him too fast for my Empire team, but I can just put Vader in there. And then it doesn't matter if he's faster, right? Because he'll do the armor shred first and I'll kill everybody. Do we need to let's see. I don't think we even need a 5th in here, but we'll take it. So he will potentially get to go first. 271. I don't think that's going to be fast enough for Vader to get over the top. Fine. He can come in and have 1 attack. We'll let him. Would be funny if Gear 8 beat Relic 8, though. Oh, man, that would not be funny. That would be sad. Let's do that. Nope, not enough. Okay, back around to Gideon. Force Crush. Let's do a basic here. Tap, tap. Everybody's going to get stunned and lose their turn meter from the staggers. Well, if Gideon didn't get stunned, so he can just die. No stun, then die. Okay. Let's pass this over to Mara Jade. Get back a banner. Banner recovery mode engaged. Alright, this should be good. We should be able to kill everybody we want now. You get out of here. You get out of here. You get out of here. 65 banners. Okay. Doing good so far, guys. I don't think we've dropped any battles yet. That's good. Alright, and then we've got Inquisitors here. Now there's a lot of stuff that I could do, but why wouldn't I just do this? Just bring in Dash, pull the trigger, kill everybody, and move on to the next battle, right? Like, that's a high banner win. I don't think anybody there lives through the first barrage. Check and make sure that he's got good mods, and I didn't. He's got decent mods. They're okay. I don't know. I have a hard time seeing doing this with anything but like one character. We'll take Dash in. Alright, here we go. Oh man. Come on. Bloop, bloop. Alright, 69, dude. Alright, alright, alright. Now we got shippies. Get to play with some ships. See if he's got Executor. See if we got the RNG Festival to go to today. No, we do not. Interesting. So we have a Profundity that we can use against his Chimera. We can do... this is not a really high finalizer. So we can do Profundity here, Separatist, Malevolence, Negotiator. Alright. We've got a plan. Let's select the Profundity first. Profanity. We don't need this. Kick that out. Don't think we... Well... Okay. Let me rethink this. The fire is bad for rebels. The fire is bad. If he puts everybody, gets the flames on everybody, that's really annoying. Lord Zenith says, ADL, what's up with the Obtisio update videos? I did a couple Obtisio update videos as regular, and then I've just gone back to streaming them. I was trying to do something different with the videos, but they felt just way too much like the exact same thing I was doing with the Loquitur videos. So I was trying to make them different. I didn't really find a good thing that I liked. So if you just click on the live streams, you'll see the Obtisio updates and the live stream stuff. All right, do I? Yeah, I think this is fine though, right? I mean, I'll get the fire on, but maybe I can kill his tank fast enough that I don't have to deal with the fire. I don't think so, but anyway, we shouldn't have to deal with it twice. That's the moral of the story here. Should not have to deal with it twice. All right, that's not going to work. We got a shuttle over here in the way. The shuttle gives protection up every time we give critical hit. So it's pretty much impossible to work around. Alright, let's get rid of these stupid fire buffs. Oh. They're locked? Okay, that's my bad. I didn't realize that the fire buffs were actually locked. I must have known that. I must know that, but I wasn't thinking about it. So I can't get rid of them. That is super annoying. Alright, we just got to get behind this guy. We're not going to get behind him. Come on. Okay, bombs on. Let's just go all in. Keep making hits on this guy. There he's gone finally. Alright. Let's get rid of this shuttle. And let's get rid of Vader. I didn't see the TIE Interceptor in here though, which is kind of weird. Get rid of the enemy capital ship. Get the days off. Get some protection up over there so I don't lose banners. Alright. We're good. We're through. Okay. 69. Not great. Hey DL, do you know if the TIE Interceptor was nerfed? I took my Thrawn Empire fleet in GAC this morning and didn't get the turn 1 reinforcement. I don't see it in the kit either. Maybe I'm missing it. It's in Vader's kit. So I actually need to get out and play my fleet arena battles for the day. So we'll go back and forth between fleet and finishing up fleet over there. But the TIE Interceptor business actually shows up here. At the start of the battle, if all allies are Empire, Inquisitors, or Sith, and the TIE Interceptors in reinforcements, all allied Empire capital ship cooldowns are reduced by 1. So you have to have this TIE Advanced in your starting lineup. If you put him in reinforcements, then it will not work. That's the thing. That's the deal. You got to have Vader in your starting lineup. Alright, we're going to play for fleet placement on these accounts real quick because my payout time is in 40 minutes. So we're going to jump through these real quick and go play some more GAC. Come back and play again for more placement. Man, my placement on the Loquitur this week has been awful. I've gotten like 11th place, 9th place a lot of days because I just haven't been able to come in and get them done, you know. Got other stuff going on. I have it set up this way so that I can play on my lunch break at work. I can take a half hour for lunch and just chill and, you know, throw down some fleet arena battles and get placement. But when work gets all hectic, then I can't do that. I don't have the time, and work is a heck of a lot more important to me than Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes still. So maybe someday that'll change. Maybe I'll retire, quit my job, just be a streamer full time. What do you guys think? If you knew that you could have a career streaming and make some money, enough to get by, would you quit working? Knowing that if you worked, you would make a lot more, but you could, in theory, quit, do streaming, and get by. I'm curious because I identify so much with my work. Like what I do for work is so much of who I am that I feel like if I quit work, I wouldn't know who I was anymore. I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but like, I don't know. There's things I do, managing people, solving problems, buying equipment, doing capital projects. Like there's all of this stuff that I do at work. But if I didn't do that, I don't know what I'd do. I know a lot of people say, if I could quit, I'd quit tomorrow. Like, I wouldn't work another single second for the man, for somebody else, for whatever. I've never felt like that. I've never felt like my company was out to get me. I've never had that experience where I feel like, this company is made up of bad people and they're taking advantage of me and stealing my money and I have to leave. And I know some people feel like that about their work, but I've never felt that way. I've always felt like the company and I were making a trade, right? Like I come, I spend my time there, and in return for my time, they give me money. And that's a trade. And then once that trade is conducted, then we're even. They write me a paycheck and we go back the next week and do it again. And yes, I've had unreasonable deadlines. I've had my boss ask me to do things that were borderline unethical that I've refused to do. I've had all kinds of experiences at work, but it's never been to where, like, I think to myself, I hate working for these people or this guy or whatever. All right. Zortar says, thank you. Lord Zenith says, DL, are you farming Panda because you don't have 5 first order for 7-star BB-8? No. I plan to get SLKR someday. I feel like with the way that relics go now and how fast things go, that SLKR is a pretty easy grab. And I've got Finalizer. Or wait, hang on a second. Are we talking about the Optio account or the Loquitur account? So the Loquitur account, I've got all the first order stuff earmarked because I actually am considering when I'm going to build SLKR. If I've got it earmarked over here on Optio, then I don't know exactly what that's all about. Clueless. Okay. Let's leave the tank as the only thing up. Kill the Oot Rider. In the mirror match, I should definitely have brought in the TIE Bomber. I was just chatting with chat and not paying attention and completely forgot to bring in my TIE Bomber as a first reinforcement. It's making this harder than it needs to be. Oh, I didn't change screens anyway, so you guys can't see the battle that I'm doing on Optio, so there you go. Doesn't matter. If I could make enough money to live and take care of my family comfortable, streaming games, 100% I'm in. Zenith says, you love your work, keep working. Streaming would become your work. Jar Jar, that's what I think. I think if, for people who love what they do, and yeah, sure, you're streaming, you love streaming, but then once you have to do it, once it's your income and you can't not do it, is it still as much fun anymore? And I know some streamers that are good at what they do, they have a blast, and it never feels like work for them. But I think for me, if that's what I had to do, it would just start to feel like a job again. Most of us have at least one miserable job or boss. Darth Glizzy says I wouldn't be very good at streaming. Vincent says I would, since playing games is fun and working isn't. But once playing games becomes your work, it's less fun. Lord Zenith says it's that simple. The people that say they don't love their jobs don't love their jobs. So, man, I tell you, if you think to yourself that you don't like your job, then you're going to find reasons why the job and all the people around you suck, right? Like you're always going to be able to find reasons why you don't like the job, you don't like people around you. I think a lot of what people don't like is the loss of control. They're doing something they want to do, and the boss or somebody comes up and says, hey, I need you to do that differently, or I need you to do something instead. And feeling like somebody else gets to tell you what to do and you don't get to make your own decisions. I know for a lot of people that doesn't feel good. And if your supervisor or boss is a jerk about the way they say it, then it's not fun. When I go into somebody's office, like I'm the manager. So if I come into your office and say, hey, I need to talk to you, that's it. I mean, you got to put aside what you're doing and talk to me, right? Because the boss has the right to do that. But if I play that card and I play it that way, then it's super annoying, right? So even in the role where, I'm in charge, I still, when I roll up on somebody's office, I'll ask, hey, you got a minute? Because if they're in the middle of something, probably something they're doing for me anyway, and they don't really feel like they have time right now to talk. But if I make them talk anyway, and be like, yeah, I'm here, put aside your stuff. I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't really like their bosses, is because they don't have just like that basic level of respect where you would say, hey, you got a minute? Instead of saying, how's work or how's the project coming or something like that, if you say to people, how are you today? I'm good, whatever, blah, 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 small talk. Oh, okay, well, how's the project coming along? Well, they're happy to talk to you about the project. Once you've established that they're more important to you than the project, they're always happy to talk to you. So, I don't know, maybe for anybody out there who is a supervisor, maybe that's some things you can try to do to get people to hate you less. But, there's plenty of people that don't like me at work, too. It's just, some people are never going to be respectful of authority or happy that somebody else is in control. So, got some of those people everywhere. But even when I've had some bad bosses in the past, I've been able to work through it. You know what I mean? They haven't stopped me from doing what I needed to do in my job and my career. At the end of the day, if your boss is horrible and he is stopping you in some way from doing what you need to do for your career, you just put your resume in at another factory and go somewhere else, or, whatever kind of job you have. Just go somewhere else. I had a friend that worked for the city, and a lot of people complained about the city that he worked for. And it was all kinds of, ill will and politics and people stabbing each other in the back and all this stuff. And that's the advice I gave to him. If you don't like it, just walk, right? Like that's not the only place to work where you're at. and he lived in a very small town. So, I mean, when he said, well, respectfully, it kind of is the only place in town to work that pays these kinds of salaries and stuff like that. Okay, move. Move. You always said you wanted to live in Chicago. Move to Chicago. Just go. Just go somewhere else. Do your thing. So, yeah, I think not liking your job and feeling trapped is a bad deal. Just need to go. Alrighty. We have full cleared for 1838. That's an okay score. It's not great. It's not bad. I had like an 1801 on my last GAC, something like that, wasn't it? It wasn't fantastic. Let's review this. Yeah, 1801, and my opponent got 1815. So I got 1801. That was not a good full clear, and he out full cleared me by a little bit. So, all right. So our opponent today, it looks like I feel like we got a good chance of getting the win. I feel like we were pretty efficient working through that. He does have one battle that he dropped on our Qui-Gon team, so that might leave him in a position where he's got some banners to make up. So, best of luck to you, Vladimir. Best of luck to you in getting an 1837, my friend. Be a little bit selfish. All right, let's catch up on chat. All right. Jeff Dane says, you don't even know how lucky you are. Having less stress is always nice. Most of us have at least one miserable job. I wouldn't be very good at streaming. Okay, I'm rereading some stuff, I think. But I think if you only wanted to stream, you'd need to stream other games. This game doesn't have a big enough community. Yeah, I agree with that. It'd be hard to... Well, I think Arnold's just a streamer. So there's room for at least one guy that big. But you'd have to try to compete with Arnold at his level. Depends on your job and your life goals. Streaming sounds pretty lonely for a career, but if family is your main goal, that's pretty moot. Actually, that would be pretty cool. Seeing like being a stay-at-home dad. That would be awesome. You'd be a stay-at-home dad and be a streamer. That'd be cool. If I was having more kids, that might be fun. We don't see the hard-ass DL on stream. Yeah, you don't. I'll give you, but I'm not even a hard-ass at work. I'm fair. I'm very fair. And I don't tolerate blackmail. Like somebody came to my office and said, we had a period of time where the plant was really busy and there was all kinds of overtime and everybody was working a bunch of hours. So when the demand let up a little bit, a lot of people were just relieved and they were like, okay, fine, take a breath and get, not a lot of overtime every week. And so mostly people were happy. But there was this one employee who came to my office and he was talking to me and we started out friendly. He was just chatting and he was like, how are you doing and whatever, just that kind of stuff. And then he said that he was struggling with the hours being cut back, that he was having a hard time making his house payment and car payments and everything like that without overtime. And I said, man, I feel bad for you. He shouldn't have probably spent himself into this situation, but you can't just tell a person that, right? You can't judge their spending habits. I don't know him. I don't know his situation. So I'm like, well, that's, it's unfortunate that you've got that many bills, but the job doesn't come with a guarantee of overtime, And he got increasingly agitated throughout the conversation because he wanted me to put him, not everybody, but at least him, back with a lot of overtime. And I said no. And he said, well, if you can't guarantee me some overtime, I'm going to have to, go somewhere else. And I said, well, don't let the door hit you on the way out, So it went from friendly to whatever you want to do, man. I mean, you're not going to threaten me. I like you as an employee. I don't want you to leave. But at the same time, I mean, if you're gonna try to hold me hostage and tell me that I have to give you a raise or give you more overtime or you're leaving, well, then leave. Go. That's a choice you can make it and get the heck out of here, And I'll be sorry when you're gone. I'll be sad. I'll miss you. But go. Get out. So, I mean, that's about as hard ass as I get. I mean, I'm not going to tolerate it. I have a business to run, and business has to make money, and I can't treat one person special and give them overtime when there's not overtime, when the customers haven't made the orders, If they make the orders, we'll make the product. If they haven't made the orders, then nobody gets overtime. Salary jobs are nice, though, right? You can work as much overtime as you want, and you don't even get paid for it. Doesn't even cost the company anything. Many hours as you want. It's pretty fantastic. I mess with people. I say things like that, and I had a sign in my office for a long time that said, "Thank God it's Monday." It's funny to watch people's expression. They see the sign, like a visitor, somebody who doesn't know me, right? They see the sign in my office and they're like, "Wait, what? What? Why does that sign say thank God it's Monday?" It's funny. To be honest, I never worked for someone else, but I worked different jobs, and I noticed that if that job has numbers, I'm going to love it. Nice. Tanner says, "Hey, DL, how's the Galaxy treating you today? Got my CLS team to 85, and now the gear and Zeta grinds begin." Reagan's Ham says, "Hey, DL, with gear to gear 12 being so easy to acquire now, do you still think the Snow Trooper is the best first relic for Imperial Doctrine?" I'll have that discussion till the cows come home. And the moral of the story is, for anyone who thinks they know better, do whatever you like. I'm not saying that the Snow Trooper is the thing, right? Like, it's not like you have to have that character. I'm just saying that in my experience, it's the character that's just the combination of very easy to acquire, easy to gear, and he does insane damage. People underestimate the amount of damage that Snow Trooper puts out. He does an area effect. He gets critical hits the next time he has a turn. He does an area effect. He gets critical hits the next time he takes a turn. He does an area effect. Early game Geos, you just drop early game Geos like it's not even funny. Early game Jedi Knight Revan teams are pretty easy to beat with Snow Trooper, because you've got like the one Jedi that you're working on, and then your area effects are just taking everybody else down, so that by the time you get to a position where you can take out, like, let's say Grandmaster Yoda out of that team, even if Jolie Bindo brings him back, everybody else is so low life that you can just kill 2 or 3 other Jedi, on the next hits, and keep the turn meter train going forever. So I like Snow Trooper. I think he's a great character. The only thing I would put in place of Snow Trooper for the Trooper team is Dark Trooper, and Dark Trooper requires being farmed. And just the difference between Snow Trooper, you buy him out of the shop. Anything that you can buy for that raid currency now, where it's 200 raid currency for 10 shards, that is ridiculously efficient way to build characters. So build the Snow Trooper out of there for nothing. Build him for free, right? Gear him up. Whereas the Dark Trooper, you got to farm all those shards. Then you got to spend Kairos. Then you got to relic him. So, again, the question is, if I built a snowtrooper, is there a point where I'll look back and I'll regret it? And I'll say, man, I wish I would have done something else with that snowtrooper. And I can say the Darth Loquitur account is on week 144. Snowtrooper was my first relic on this account. And there has never been a moment where I regretted building Snowtrooper. He pulled his weight from the day I built him until now. Now he's in the Iden Versio team, and he doesn't go in every GAC. Sometimes I need him, sometimes I don't. But, you know, I can put the Iden Versio team on defense when I get this range trooper built up finally. Then I can take Colonel Snark, Snowtrooper, Iden Versio, and start building the defensive team out of that. So there's no point where I've felt like this guy was a waste of time. No point. Lord Zenith says, Zortar, picture DL reprimanding you when you're late. You're 2.35 seconds late, Zenith. You're 5.33% less efficient. Pick up the pace. Might have spreadsheets on people productivity. You guys want to hear my productivity methodology? It's not what you think. Like, I love being efficient, but trying to help other people be efficient is different than you think. So let's say you're doing a project or working in a factory and you want people to be able to do a certain task within a certain amount of time. If you go out and you tell people, hey, I need you to do that in 2 hours. You need to be done in 2 hours and on to your next run. You may get that, you may not. People are being told what to do, and they don't give you much of their own innovation, ingenuity, and engagement. Instead, you have to find a way to set a target of 2 hours, put that somewhere in the paperwork, that when they've got that order to run, it says clearly they need to run it in 2 hours. And my program is this. If you're supposed to run something in 2 hours and you can't run it within 10% of that time, tell me why. So for each hour, you get 6 minutes. So if it's supposed to take 6 hours and you can't finish it 2 hours and 15 minutes later, you're still not done, you're over, tell me why. Just explain it to me. There's a sheet to fill out, and it's not finger pointing, you know, tell me why you screwed this up, I'm judging you. It's just what was in the way of you getting it done in 2 hours. And if it's an equipment thing, I'll talk to my maintenance guys and we'll try to fix it. If it's a raw materials thing, then I'll talk to my scheduler or planner and find out why the raw materials weren't available. You know, whatever your holdup was, I'll try to help you solve it. And then what you find out is that people will give you some innovation, and they'll say, you know, I could do it, but this machine setup takes a heck of a lot longer than what you've got in the BOM. It says 20 minutes to set up, but this setup takes me 40 minutes every time. Then I run the whole run trying to catch up and be done in 2 hours. Well, okay, what can we do to improve the setup time? And try to help people get their 2 hours instead of trying to make people get their 2 hours. And it's a different philosophy, and it doesn't work like most people want it to work. Because most managers want to go out in a factory, they want to point their finger at people and make them go faster and have more product go out the door. What I'm looking for is a system that runs predictably in a certain way every time. And if it doesn't run that way every time, help me. Show me. Why not? Why doesn't it run that way? And the efficiency builds itself. Because after a while, when people are out of excuses and there's no more things that stop them from running that run in 2 hours, then it runs in 2 hours every time. And people in general will feel like they maybe even contributed to that. And we do a lot of free food, you know. Whenever we hit landmarks or goals, we just buy everybody lunch. People seem to like that kind of stuff. My last job was very stressful. I can't wait to get a new job. No ultimatums for DL. Yeah. It would have been unfair to the other workers. Why does he think he's special? You know, I don't even know if it's that a person thinks they're special, but rents do, you know? And a person's thinking, like, what can I do? How can I get my rent money? How can I get my car payment? You know, what is it, the thing that affects me? How do I fix the thing that affects me? And they don't think about fairness or equality or any of that other stuff. They're just trying to figure out how to make their car payment. So again, I mean, I don't hold those people in judgment, but I can't guarantee you overtime. I can't make you special. And that's why I said, you know, some people still don't like me. They say, oh, you treat different people differently. And the funny thing is, I treat everyone fairly, but when you're the person receiving it and you want favoritism and I don't give it to you, then it feels like I don't treat everybody fairly, right? I don't treat everybody equally. So, yeah. I don't know. I try to run a good place of business. I try to make it so that everybody can come in there, do their work, stay safe, go home in good condition to their family, tired, but after a good day's work, and do it all again the next day, you know? And I think there's a lot of people that work for me that appreciate that. And some people, I don't think they appreciate it from me. I don't think they're ever going to appreciate it from anybody. I like to use Snow Trooper with Iden. It's a great combo. Jeff Dane says, you make it sound so simple. Reagan says, I believe Snow Trooper's a great character. Just wondering if the opinion had shifted. I got my olive jar. I have some non-traditional cups. Yeah, I got I got some drink mix that's kind of this green color, and I was drinking green colored drink mix one day, and my wife walked in, and it was a olive jar. It was that olive jar, and she thought I was like drinking green olive juice. Nope. All right, let's get these battles out of the way, get some squad participation so I can close out my quests for the day, and then we'll move on to the Abtisio Grand Arena and quit messing around talking to everybody. Return to Swgoh in January after a 3-year hiatus. Would you mind giving me some quick advice on considering what to farm? You know, if you return to the game after 3 years off, the advice that I always give people that are returning like that, unless you've really built a lot in your account, you really are better off just bailing on that account and building a new one. But if you came back already in January, I would say the two things that you have to do are the same as the two things everybody has to do. So I don't know what your account looks like or how much you built before, but your first big goal has to be getting fleet placement locked down. Profundity or Executor should be your first big journey, so you can get this #1 ranked fleet placement every day like we're getting here right now after those games that I just played. 400 crystals into the account every day is a really big deal, so you want that. And then after that, I still think Jabba is the best journey right now. If you've got an account that's developed and you've already got some other stuff, you can go for Jabba first. If you've got a new account that doesn't really have that much development, then do SLKR or Ray as your first GL. And then I would say pay attention to Galactic Legend Leia. You know, start farming her stuff in the background, and probably be a year from now before you build her, but be ready for that. Blessed Carrot says, help people versus tell people. Love it. And then Blessed Carrot gives me a super chat with that. Help people versus order people. Hey, appreciate that, Blessed Carrot. You're the man. It is good advice, though. I mean, if people feel like you're in it together with them, that you're trying to help them do their job, and that concept is old. I mean, it's 2,000 years old, right? If you want to look for the idea of servant leadership, you can go back to the Bible and have a look at all kinds of different characters in the Bible from way back in history. And it's the idea of servant leadership, right? Like the people that are following you aren't there for you to order around, but you're there as a leader to provide them with a service. So we all want this factory to run. I want you to do your job. You tell me what's standing in the way of you doing your job, and I'll fix it. We'll work it out, right? So that's like the servant leadership model. I'm a balanced leader. I mean, I do servant leadership sometimes, but there are times where I'm very directive, where I just say, you're the person that's going to get this done. Go do it. And that's it. All right, so Obtisio, we've got a GL on defense in a team that I might be able to beat. All right, let's take a look at this. We've got 6 million galactic power, 2-4 in ships, 3-6 in characters. I didn't click low enough. Gave me the Houndstooth instead of the fleet. Word on the street is that the second group of Leia requirements is coming this Wednesday. Be ready for something. I'm telling you guys, there's going to be a secondary journey that we've got to do as part of this. There's going to be Afra or Cal Kestis or something. One of those kind of journeys is going to be part of this journey. I'm betting. Because they like putting the Jedi Knight Luke journey into the Jabba journey. They like that kind of stuff. It monetizes more characters. Okay, no big fleet for the opponent. Negotiator, Malevolence, Endurance, Chimera. Okay. He's got 3 Galactic Legends at 6 million. Holy cow. So 6 million with 3 Galactic Legends is basically no hyperdrive bundle, and then you just built those Galactic Legends. Maybe he did buy hyperdrive bundle. Maybe it's just the fleet. He's just got he doesn't have a big capital ship and fleet, so that kind of skews his statistics on his galactic power, I suppose. But yeah, so 3 Galactic Legends: Kenobi, Sith Eternal Emperor, Jedi Master Luke. We got Skywalker, we got Revans, we got Malik in here, Relic 5. Starkiller? Got Malgus on his way to Relics. There's Starkiller right there. Relic 5. Okay. Alright. Relic 8 Ugnaught. I would expect the second set of requirements and the release of Drogan. 7-star Profundity for the ship. Have they ever... they've never done that before, right? Profundity as a ship. So how does Profundity tie into Leia's story, right? Like she was there for the download. It's definitely part of the story for Leia. Okay. I can get on board with that. Profundity as a journey within a journey. I'd be satisfied with that because I've got, well, I say that